Welcome to Dreamland Chronicles. I'm your host, Noah. Thank you for choosing to join us. Before we begin, find a comfortable position, set aside all your tasks, and let's enter a state of tranquility together. Firstly, let's take a deep breath together. Inhale slowly, then exhale gently. Repeat a few times, allowing your breath to become deeper and more rhythmic. Now, use your senses to feel every part of your body. From head to toe, notice any tension or discomfort. Just acknowledge their presence without striving to change them. As you continue to breathe deeply, let's alleviate the tension in your body by gradually relaxing your muscles. Starting from the head, moving downward, gently release each muscle. Feel that comfortable, light sensation, as if an invisible, comforting hand is gently embracing you. Shift your attention to your thoughts. Don't strive to eliminate them. Just let them quietly float by, like clouds drifting in the sky. You are merely an observer, unaffected by these thoughts. Let's take another deep breath, absorbing tranquility and peaceful energy. In this moment, you are safe, serene, and anything can wait until tomorrow. Thank you for participating in tonight's scientific relaxation moment. May you have a peaceful night and sweet dreams. Now, as you drift towards sleep, I'll hand the microphone over to Nicole to tell us a story.
What? You say you're always right in an argument but can never find the words to say. You say your introverted personality often makes you overwhelmed by the aggressive arguments of others. You say you always regret not performing well after an argument, unable to express yourself logically and coherently. Here comes the compassionate sage of arguments to bestow upon you an argumentation momentum enhancement guide. With this guide, you'll have unparalleled volume, unbeatable momentum, flawless logic, and invincible argumentation skills. P.S. Note the prerequisite for use. The sage will punish those who argue unreasonably. So frustrating. Why do I always get overpowered in arguments? Have any of you ever experienced this kind of bloodline suppression? Years after elementary school graduation, that teacher who appeared countless times in your dreams, disguised as a dream but actually a nightmare, stands before you. Although you've grown much taller than the teacher and are no longer bound by elementary school rules, you still cower and dare not speak loudly when facing them. Of course, using a beloved teacher as an argument opponent is inappropriate. However, the key factor affecting argumentation momentum is the same as the source of this bloodline suppression: how much power you perceive the other person to have. When facing acquaintances, it's easy to judge their power status based on known information, what their occupation is, whether they're wealthy, or even if they seem gentle, but are actually underground fight champions. In real-life argument scenarios, we often duel with strangers. In such cases, it's hard to rely on existing information for judgment. Therefore, the perceptual information conveyed by the body during the argument becomes particularly important. Physical strength is fixed. The wealth cannot be inflated. The sage advises the secret of conveying body signals and arguments is worth mastering. Tip 1. Occupy the high ground. Height has always been closely related to power. In ancient times, emperors sat on dragon thrones, far above civil and military officials. Traditionally, people associate tall and imposing figures with strength and power. Admitting fault often involves bowing, making oneself lower. The height of the arguing parties undoubtedly affects the perception of individual power. For example, when one 5-meter tall Xiao Ming argues with a 2-meter tall person, even if the other person does nothing but stand there, Xiao Ming might feel intimidated and dare not shout, perhaps fearing being subdued by a punch-to-meter version in the next second. Succumbing to the other's overwhelming power. Empirical research shows a consistency effect between high-low power words and vertical spatial positions. When high power words, like chief, appear in the upper part of the screen, or low power words appear in the lower part, people are quicker to judge whether the word belongs to high or low power. Researchers believe this result indicates that in our cognition, power is closely related to actual spatial height. In other words, we subconsciously associate high power words with high positions, the upper part of the screen, and low power words with low positions. So, when words appear in the expected position, we react faster. Therefore, people in higher positions are more easily recognized as more powerful. In other words, when you occupy the high ground and overlook your opponent, you can use the height advantage to present an overbearing attitude, greatly increasing the chances of winning the argument. For example, in the future, Xiao Ming can carry an anti-cam high wooden box with him. Whenever an argument occurs, he can take out the box, stand on it, and transform into a 3-meter giant, facing a 2-meter strong man. Xiao Ming's sudden change can make the opponent experience the new feeling of height suppression, catching them off guard and easily winning. Yes, use this tip with moderation. For example, speaking from the top of a mountain to someone at the foot. Though having a height advantage makes it impossible for them to hear what you're arguing about. Tip to nod slightly and stare. The famous non-mainstream leader Go Dagging once said, "I have to tilt my face 45 degrees to keep my tears from falling. But that's just a show of strength." The unknown non-mainstream learner sage advises, "I have to nod slightly to make my timidity disappear instantly in an argument. This is the first step to boosting argument momentum." Previous studies have found that specific body and facial expressions can convey signals of dominance. Research in Western social groups found that a downward, tilted head conveys a sense of control and aggression. To eliminate the influence of mainstream Western culture, psychologists conducted an experiment with 119 participants from an un-indigenous and wild indigenous group, the Mianga people. Most of these participants had never been exposed to mainstream Western culture like watching movies or TV shows, and Nightwoofer had never used the internet. Researchers used a computer-generated image of a calm-faced male and designed two scenarios where the eyes stared directly at the participants, facing directly, and head tilted downward by 10 degrees. The study had two stages. In the first stage, a complete face was shown, while in the second stage, only the part from the brow to the cheekbone was shown. Participants were asked to choose from the two images which person was more likely to be an intimidating, aggressive leader. The results showed that whether or not the entire face was shown, participants believed the 10-degree downward tilted image looked more aggressive and leader-like. This indicates that, excluding the influence of popular culture, a slightly downward tilted face inherently makes a person look more aggressive and dominant. Researchers explained that this phenomenon relates to our evolutionary attention to specific angles. In evolution, angles and spikes often represented danger, so we evolved vigilance and avoidance mechanism for such information. This mechanism developed into a vigilance towards specific head movements in social interactions. Back to our argument theme. If absolute height is hard to surpass, like Xiao Ming carrying an Udicam box is clearly unreasonable, then you might as well adopt the downward head attack, using your aggressive gaze to crush the opponent. P.S. If you can't achieve relative height, your downward head tilt will look like an apology. In that case, abandon tip 2 and refer directly to tip 3. Tip 3. Transform it heighten. In the animal kingdom, individuals often puff up or stand to look more intimidating when in danger, thereby deterring attackers. In arguments, we can also transform into titans, making opponents fearful. Body posture significantly affects the sense of power. Recent social experiments have confirmed that adopting expansive postures makes individuals feel more powerful than adopting contracted postures. When individuals take an expansive sitting posture, head up, chest out, leaning back in the chair with hands on the armrests, they naturally experience physiological changes, such as neuroendocrine and brainwave shifts, leading to behavioral changes. Even just imagining being in an expansive posture can enhance an individual's sense of power. So, the sage suggests a two-step transformation from human to titan. The first step is mental preparation. Before an argument, imagine yourself with limbs stretched out like a spider spirit just emerging from its lair. Planting the mental suggestion in your brain, I am a titan. The second step is physical preparation. Once you've completed the mental suggestion, use your body posture to reinforce this feeling. By adopting an expansive posture, you further enhance the sense of power. Stand straight, head up, chest out. Stretch your body and extend your arms and legs, moving continuously. Let the version of you who diligently did morning exercises in elementary school reappear, energetically exclaiming, here I come. This way. Victory in the argument is not far off. Conclusion. In arguments, safety is paramount. Preserving your life ensures no tears from loved ones. The sage advises that mastering this guide can help you achieve invincible momentum in arguments. But beware of becoming arrogant and reckless. Remember, there are always people stronger than you, and harmony is the most precious value.
Now, as we conclude our time together, may the serenity of this moment linger with you through the night. Remember, you hold the power to create your own dreams, filled with wonder and possibility. Rest deeply, knowing that tomorrow holds endless opportunities for growth and joy. Until we meet again, sleep well and embrace the beauty of your own imagination. Good night and sweet dreams.